Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. So on today's video, I have something very interesting for you, but it is a highly controversial video. Please watch this video till the very end. Only then you will understand the entirety of the argument that I'm trying to build. So I hope that you understand my side of the argument, think critically about this topic, and then you engage on a discussion with me. Alright, so what is it that I'm going to speak about? So let me start the topic by introducing a picture here. So I will ask my editor to zoom in on this picture. This is an announcement that I made on LinkedIn regarding one of the research associates that I want to hire. Now I would want you to read this last bullet point where I say that your degree, class rank, etc. does not matter at all. Now, I'm a part of a gig economy and there are hundreds of entrepreneurs like me who are creating jobs in today's economy, and this concept is called as gig economy, GIG economy, and this economy is growing at a massive rate. Now, according to one of the studies that was done by Boston Consulting Group, BCG, they estimated that currently we are at 8 million jobs in gig economy, and in another 3 to 4 years, the number of jobs will grow to 24 million. I will link the article in the description box, so please go and read it. It is categorically mentioned, and this comes from a credible source. So literally the industry size growing 3x, 4x in a matter of 3 to 4 years, it indicates a very important trend. What is that trend? That the gig economy is going to grow. There are a lot of entrepreneurs like me who do not care about your degree, they do not care about your class rank, they do not care about your GPA, they only care about your skill set. Now you would say, Akshat, okay, gig economy sounds really interesting and a lot of entrepreneurs are there, but just a very small subsection. Can you also talk about if some big companies are incorporating this trend? Now here is the hiring article from Coinbase. Again, I will put the link in the description box and I will ask my editor to quickly scroll through this article. So if you scroll through this article, I will read out some important points. The first section is what we look for in you. No mention of degree, no mention of class rank, no mention of GPA. The second section is things that are nice to have. No mention of degree, no mention of class ranks, no mention of any such things, which school you have gone to, all that basic stuff that the current traditional market values. Now you say, Akshat, you're hand-picking cases, this is not really true, and probably how much these companies might be paying. So you can actually go and check the hiring rates or the salaries for software engineers at Coinbase. So in India, Coinbase currently pays base salary of 38 to 42 lakhs per year. This is mentioned on Glassdoor. What am I getting at? So by giving you two opposite examples, one of Coinbase, which is a big company, and one of gig economy where people like me do a lot of hiring, what am I trying to prove? I'm trying to prove two things. Number one, new age jobs that are getting added to the economy now, they do not require you to go to a school, go to a college and go through that formal education system. For example, if you wish to take up a technical role in gig economy, or if you wish to work with companies like Coinbase, you don't necessarily even need to have a college degree. Second and more important point is that this new economy or these new set of jobs, they are looking for people who are super skilled and have the ability to learn on their own. I'm highlighting this from Coinbase article. They look for ability to learn and prior experiences rather than going with college degrees. So this gets us to the second half of the video, which is where I'll be talking about that if you believe in this narrative, that in this economy you need to learn fast, you need to learn things on your own and excel and build your portfolio. So what is it that you must be specifically doing? So I have three specific points on which you must start acting on. So one is that you must learn actively and you must learn from all sorts of sources. So I get a lot of questions from students that I want to work at BCG and McKinsey, I want to work with Amazon, Google. Which specific course should I enroll at? It does not matter. What matters is at what pace you are able to write, read, consume information from different sources. Now we have moved towards a world where you learn from has become secondary. You can watch podcasts, you can watch movies, you can take courses, you can read books, you can do whatever you want. It does not matter. What matters is that are you consuming information consciously? This is very important because people keep on debating that, hey, should I be reading books only? Should I be taking courses only? No, the goal needs to be to consume information at a fast pace and block it out and structure in your mind. For example, I love using podcasts. Whenever I'm exercising, I would listen to a podcast. KukuFM is one of my go-to sources. They are the knowledge partners of this video. I listen to a lot of audiobooks. I have curated a list of books. You can go check it out. That can help you start building knowledge. Another related point here is that you must consume information from wide variety of sources on wide topics. For example, if you are interested in learning about cryptocurrencies, then cryptocurrency is not just about blockchain and finance. It has a lot to do with psychology, because the stock prices move up and down so much. So you must understand psychology. You must read a little bit of history about trading, how it happens. There are so many nuances and subjects that are interwoven in a complex subject like cryptocurrencies. So we have moved from a world where things used to exist in silos, that okay, if I want to excel in physics, I will only study physics. Or if I want to become a good business person, I will only do an MBA and I'm done. Now it is all about consolidated learning. So you must learn from a wide range of sources and integrate all that information. Speaking from my own personal example, I learn from YouTube, I read books, I listen to podcasts, I write quite actively, and I literally take every opportunity that I can take to learn and better myself every single day. Now this is called as active learning because I am dedicating time to listen to a podcast or I am dedicating time to read to a book. This is active learning, and of course all of us should do it. But in the modern world, we are also undertaking subconscious or passive learning. Now, what is subconscious or passive learning? For example, if you open up your phone and if you go to Instagram, you will end up scrolling through an endless feed, which does not probably give you a lot of knowledge related information. Now, due to this endless scrolling, you might have lost a lot of time. Now, the general solution that is suggested by people is that, you know what, stop using social media. It is bad. It just kills a lot of time. Unfortunately, we live in a world where social media is almost necessary. We can try controlling our usage of social media, but I think we should change the question. We should change the question to that we should use social media for progressing and gaining knowledge. If we are doing it from that angle, and if we are asking us the question that, hey, how can I consume social media more intelligently so that I can better myself, that is a better question to ask. Because with the accessibility of phone, accessibility of internet, accessibility of data, we just end up going down a rabbit hole whenever we open our laptop. So it is very important for us to optimize our feed. Very interesting anecdote here that someone on my YouTube commented that, hey Akshat, I will sue you. And the reason why I'll sue you is that wherever I go, whether I go on YouTube, whether I go on Twitter, whether I go on LinkedIn, I keep on seeing your feed. I keep on seeing your content. So I'm going to sue you and all the platforms where you are. Now, this is a little bit funny and interesting. And by the way, if you don't follow me on different social media, I would urge you to do it. I promise you that you will learn a lot by following my social media feeds. Now, the reason why that is happening with this particular person is he's probably passively watching my content. He probably likes it, hopefully. And because he's watching my content, therefore more and more of my content is being recommended to him. That is how any social media is designed. That if you go and engage with someone's content, for example, if people are engaging with my content, then more of my style of content will be shown to you, right? Other channels also that YouTube might recommend to you might fall into the genre in which I'm shooting my videos. So simply put, you are literally creating your own social media feed. You can use it for entertainment, nothing wrong. But if you become a person who is using social media just to consume entertainment, you are unlikely to get knowledge related recommendations on YouTube. You would end up watching one video of Alia Bhatt dancing, then second video of Noora Fatehi dancing, so on and so forth, and your entire feed will appear that way. Same goes for any other social media platform. So the bottom line is that if you want to consume knowledge passively on social media, because you can't block social media, you can't take it away from your life, what you need to do is that you need to clean up your feed and follow the right set of people, and do not become addicted to entertainment oriented social media if you want to do well in your career and if your career has nothing to do with entertainment. So I hope you see this in the right spirit. What I'm simply trying to prove is that there are two ways to learn right now. One is active, go out, read books, go out, listen to good podcasts, go and do check out my book recommendations on KukuFM. In conjunction with all this, clean up your social media feed because you will end up consuming a lot of social media. So make it knowledge oriented. Now, the third part in today's market that is aligned with the gig economy recruitment and with recruitments with companies like Meta, that was erstwhile Facebook now. The job recruitment scene at set of these companies is contingent upon you building your own portfolio. Once you have learned things actively, once you have learned things passively, then combine and create your portfolio, hold it on a cloud somewhere. For example, let's assume that you are very good at creating valuation models. Now, create a bunch of valuation models on new IPOs that are coming, host those Excel spreadsheets on a cloud, reach out to people like me. If your valuation models are good, I will feature them on my videos. So that way you start building your portfolio, and anytime an opportunity with a fintech company comes, you can give out a link to that and you can say that, Akshat featured it on his video and it was seen by X number of people. So that becomes like a great talking point for you because you have been able to feature your portfolio. Same goes for UI UX designers, and if you have an expertise in any particular area, it is very important to learn things about it and showcase it somehow. Now this brings us to the final section of the video, because many of you might be wondering that, okay, hey Akshat, we understand the point that colleges and schools are getting slightly outdated. Do they have a future? Can they not do all these things to cater to gig economy or to companies like Coinbase, Facebook, Google, all the companies that are now not valuing college education per se? Now, this is a viewpoint by Professor Scott Galloway. Now, he's a professor at NYU Stern School of Business and he has done a lot of study on this subject. Now, here is a snippet from one of his articles. Very, very interesting article. I would urge all of you to go and give it a read. Professor Scott Galloway is a thought leader in his space, very analytical, super smart, has predicted a lot of things correctly. So his viewpoint is that only top colleges will survive, and he calls them as elite cyborg colleges. If you boil down Professor Scott Galloway's work, his central assumption right now is that, the prices that colleges charge in form of their tuition amount, that is very high in respect to the return or the output that they are giving. So there is a huge difference between the price tag charged for a college degree and the return that college degree is giving. So this is a massive problem, especially in colleges that are low ranked. Why is that? This is a very important concept for us to understand because this is where we are heading. If you take a look at a few key universities, if you consider Harvard, they are partnering up with Facebook. Similarly, Stanford is partnering up with Google. INSEAD, it's partnering up with Blue Ocean Strategy Institute. So bottom line is that these big universities have massive resources to bring core corporates and create these cyborg type of universities that can bring down the cost of education, and they can still enroll a lot of students. So as a result, there will be monopolization of education by these top tier institutions, and bottom ranked and low ranked colleges will completely get wiped out. Now, since the job market is big and most of us do not end up going to these type of elite colleges, and honestly in this economy we probably do not even need to, there are enough jobs out there. So if we work on improving ourselves, keep on learning both from an active or subconscious / passive point of view, we will end up doing fairly well in this economy, and we will be able to get jobs of 40 lakhs, 50 lakhs per annum even without having a college degree. Let me know your thoughts. I would love to engage with all of you on a discussion. Do drop in your comments and I will see you the next time. Please press the like button. It would make me super happy and it would help this video reach out to a lot of people. Thank you so much and I will see you the next time.